It's now time to get you posted on the very latest from the world of sports here on Joy News Prime. Hello from me, Asari Bediako. Now, Manchester United have held a memorial service for their players and officials who died in the 1958 Munich disaster. We visit Old Trafford in a bit. Let's begin with a man who is on the brink of making history. Akwesi Frimpong will be the first Ghanaian to compete in winter sports. The skeleton athlete will take part in the 2018 Winter Olympics, which begins in South Korea this Friday. And Akwesi Frimpong, who has represented the Netherlands and the United States in the last few years, now wants to make his country of birth proud in Pyeongchang.
Yeah, obviously, I started the Bobson Scouting Federation Ghana last year with the help of the Ghana Sport Minister, with the help of the Ghana Sports Authority, with the help of the Ghana Olympic Committee. And we had to go through a lot of work to be able to get it done. But I've been able to raise different competition around the world, all over in Europe and in North America, to be able to score enough points to be actually number 55 on the world ranking right now to be able to represent Ghana, because I had to be top 60 in the world. Now, I'm very proud that I'm able to go out there and raise the flag of Ghana very high and compete for the first time in the sport of scouting and get more people and more youth in Ghana to get involved with winter sport. Now, my original goal was always 2022 in Beijing. But again, because of the help of, for example, Coco from Ghana, who's supporting me, the Ghana Olympic Committee, they were able to push me to make my dream become a reality 4 years before, so in 2018. So in 2008, I'm going there for the experience. I'm going there to break barriers. I'm the very first black male scouting athlete ever in the history to qualify for the Olympics, and I'm a Ghanaian, so which is awesome. So I'm there to break barriers. I'm there to show that Ghana exists and that we have a lot to offer.
Back to Ghana because the local football governing body has postponed its 24th Ordinary Congress. Elwin Saki of Joy Sports has more in this report.
The Ghana Football Association has indefinitely postponed the 24th Ordinary Session of Congress, which was scheduled to be held at the Ghana Man's Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram on Thursday, February 8, 2018. This postponement is as a result of a legal action brought against the association by Accra Great Olympics Football Club Limited. The GFA has also indefinitely postponed its much publicized GFA seminar for the Premier, Division 1, Women League clubs, match officials, and the media scheduled for Wednesday, February 7th at the Ghana Man's Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram.
To England now, and former Chelsea manager Antonio Conte has the last few days to forget because the Blues suffered a 3-0 defeat at the hands of Bournemouth last week Wednesday, and on Monday night it was yet another humiliating defeat. Chelsea lost 4-1 to Watford at Vicarage Road. The Blues are now fourth on the table, just 5 points above sixth place Arsenal, and there are reports in England saying that Chelsea will dismiss Antonio Conte, but the former manager of the Blues says it will be a big mistake. Let's hear from Way Wilkins.
Watching Antonio last night, I felt for him because he looked a shocked man last night, and I don't like to see that with managers. But I'm going to turn it on its head and say, what about the players? It's time they started performing as well. They're actually putting in performances now that got Mourinho the sack. And they're doing exactly the same now as when they got Mourinho the sack. They've got to play for this guy. He plays with a lot. He coaches with a lot of passion, and you can see the way that he works. But the players just aren't performing. Let's take nothing away from Watford last night, who were absolutely magnificent. But Chelsea at this moment in time are quite average. In my own mind, I don't think the dressing room is strong enough, with enough characters in there. When you're on a slight slump, where are the John Terrys that are going to pull this dressing room up and get these players playing again? I think Antonio's done a fantastic job, and I think it'd be a mistake for him to go.
Today, football remembers the 23 who died as Manchester United returned from a European Cup tie against Red Star Belgrade 60 years ago. 8 players and 3 club officials were among the dead. Manchester United have held a service for their departed heroes.
As the snow fell at Old Trafford, the service began with readings from Sir Alex Ferguson and Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward.
We live but a short time. God is eternal. God's love is immeasurable. God's grace flows to immortal, needy people like us. God's kingdom, God's everlasting rule, is able to find a place in our lives if we find space there for it.
When we are weary and in need of strength, when we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have a joy we crave to share, when we have decisions that are difficult to make, when we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, at the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, at the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the rising of the sun and at its setting, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us, as we remember them.
Jose Mourinho, club captain Michael Carrick and the whole Manchester United squad were in attendance, along with Sir Alex and Sir Bobby Charlton, himself a survivor of that crash 60 years ago today. And as the clock struck 3:04 p.m, the precise moment at which the plane in Munich crashed, the stadium fell silent.
Eight men will never play again who met destruction there. The flowers of English football, the flowers of Manchester. Matt Busby's boys were flying, returning from Belgrade. This great united family are masters of their...
And on that emotional note, we end sports here on Joy News Prime. For more sports news, make your way to the sports page on myjoyonline.com. You can also follow us on social media on Twitter. You can find us at Joy Sports GH on Facebook. You can find us at Joy Sports. My name is Asai Bedia.